Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we're going to be looking at the markets. Overall, just in general, see what's happening in the markets just now, and we'll be looking at a few kind of news stories as well and asking the question, how do we win in a manipulated market? Because this market, the BTC market in particular, is clearly being manipulated, and we're going to be looking at that and asking that question. And I've been trying to kind of rack my brains thinking, okay, how do we actually, without, we can trade away kind of in the markets as well. And there's a lot of opportunities to trade as well. It's just so dangerous just now kind of trading at the moment. And do we start investing again? Do we start looking at hidden gems again? This is where kind of CYT-Crypto started. It was like looking at hidden gems and seeing what could come up. And this is where we found the likes of Babb, for example, as a hidden gem, and that kind of went up 400-500%. It's now come right back down again, and it's going down kind of all the time as well, Babb. But I think they need to wait on the licenses before anything is going to happen with Babb. But looking at the likes of Babb again, should we be looking at hidden gems again, or should we be trading the markets? BitMEX, I've been trading on BitMEX. I lost on ADA and a tiny little bit on Tron as well. I got liquidated there. So clearly BitMEX is not the way to go, or is better trading with BitMEX. So it's not BitMEX, the actual platform itself, but because BTC markets are going up and down 10% at a time, it's just unbelievably kind of manipulated just now. It's crazy what's going on at the moment. And a lot of people are asking the question, is this the end for crypto? Is this the end? So we're going to be looking at that, but first we'll jump in to the chat area and see who's in. So we've got Liam Hunt in this morning. Good morning to you. Marcus Jafari, Rob UK, one of our Brown admins, is in the house. RC is in. Stephen King, Stephen SS is in. Rakesh Chowdhury, Andreas, JC Stander, Mitch Dieter, Jacob Hopkins. Mark L is in the house. Deb, good to see you, buddy. Crush those likes. Yeah, crush the likes. Thanks for that, Deb. So if you like these videos, crush the likes. Everybody, and just go down to the like button just now and kind of like that button, hit that like button. Oscar Ray is in the house, George Charles, Martin and Sonia, Mac Pong, Christopher A, Dazza Booth, Corey H, Alex Jug, Chris Noble, Tim Gash is in the house as well. Welcome to you. So it's good to have you here. So been racking my brains for the last couple of weeks actually, thinking how the hell do we win in a manipulated market like this, particularly with Bitcoin. So I've tried to trade Bitcoin on BitMEX, and I did well for a while. I did really well in that, kind of bringing it up from 0.98 Bitcoin to about 2 Bitcoin, but kind of lost that in one go. Pure stupidity it was. Lost that in one go on BitMEX because it just got liquidated when the kind of price went down $300-400 against me. But there clearly are people winning in this market and making money in this market. And trading is definitely a way to go when you're trading. The likes of, if we look at HOT, Holochain, for example, a lot of people kind of got in at 7-8 Satoshi, kind of doubled up the money, and HOT has actually stayed up pretty well. It's up at 18 Satoshi just now. Is that going to go higher? Probably. I don't know unless the market comes down again, but I think looking at gems like kind of Holochain, but it's not a small cap. Holochain is about 150 million or something. We'll just look at HOT just now and just see what the market cap is. It's about 147 million just now. So should we be looking at market caps under 1 million or something like that? Obviously, you're not going to get the money overnight, so you're not going to kind of trade overnight. It's going to be a kind of slow progression, and it's investing rather than kind of trading. So, but there are kind of opportunities out there, and I'm just wondering if you think we should be looking at kind of hidden gems again, which is how the channel started off, looking at hidden gems. And should we be looking at that again on the likes of IDEX, on Gate.io? I was having a conversation this morning in the premium group, looking at the likes of those kind of channels to look for hidden gems. And sometimes those hidden gems can give you 200-300% within a couple of weeks. So it might be worth looking at that. So I started looking at a few of the hidden gems that I thought, oh, these could actually be quite good. And a couple of people have mentioned on this channel, likes of Mazzari, for example, that could be a good one. as well, but we'll be asking that question. So just love to hear your thoughts on that. Should we be looking at hidden gems again, and kind of what are your hidden gems? Have you found some on IDEX, for example, or Gate.io, or kind of any of the decentralized exchanges as well? And there was another one, Trade Ogre. I seem to have a good one. KuCoin looks good for hidden gems as well. But if the market goes down, obviously the hidden gems are going to go down as well. But there are brilliant trading opportunities out there for the hidden gems and in general as well. So we'll be looking at that. So that's a question kind of for today. But we'll look at the markets overall just now. Where are we? Pretty dire, to be honest. Where are we just now? 187 billion market capitalization overall. Bitcoin dominance, the highest of the year. Again, it's breaking every day seems to be higher with Bitcoin dominance, going up 57.8%. And we've got Bitcoin at 6,283. I don't know if that's the kind of real price. We'll just look at the real price just now. 6,253 for Bitcoin just now. That's in USDT. On the likes of BitMEX, it's 6,244 for BitMEX. Okay, we'll just go over to the chat again. Gavin Mearns is in the house. Tony P, Crypto Don Juan, G-Slick, dense good news for bags. Good now for bags. G-Slick piked up more Kin, couple million. Kin is a brilliant long-term play, but it just keeps going down. I don't know where it is just now. Look at Kin, 6.5. It is just now 38 GUI at the moment. So that could be a good one for the short term as well. The market capitalization is down to 49 million. So it's going down all the time, but I think Kin is definitely a good long-term play. And dollar cost averaging on Kin could be a good one as well, definitely. Because of what they've got going on and the team they've got as well, I just think is a brilliant long-term play. And ranked number 95 at the moment. We'll go back and see who's the winners and losers. And jumping all over the place here. So, not many winners, as you can see. There's only about 5% winners. We've got Chainlink at 2.54%, 10x 1.93%, which is good to see. I've held 10x for a while now. Dragon Chain is going up. Dragon Chain, I looked at that one as about $1 and I thought this could be a really good project. So again, I've been looking at Dragon Chain as well. DAI is up, Tether and TrueUSD you can't. So 4% of the top 100 are kind of winners and 96% are losers. Nebulous, Gas, Walton Chain, Nano, Bitcoin Diamond. Bitcoin Diamond looks good for a bounce, but we need to wait in the market turning. Ogre, Populous, Funfair, kind of all down in double digits. Most are down in double digits. We can see about 50% of the top 100 coins are down in double digits. We'll look at the next 100. Genesis Vision, that's done brilliantly. You can see Genesis Vision on kind of Binance has gone up 23%. That's up. Bosscoin, Crypterium, Odyssey, Noah Coin, Dignity. Dignity has gone up. A lot of people kind of held Dignity. We spoke about that a while ago. And Ronnie Moas keeps on coming out with these emails as well. I keep getting emails about Dignity. That's going to go up. Market cap is 34 million. Ender Protocol, BitCNY, Wager is up to 16 cents. All Sports, OneRoot, Tailcoin. So there's quite a few in the next 100 that are up. Aurora Coin, that could actually be a good one. This is for the IDEX coin as well. Santiment, Nexty, Namecoin, ScryInfo, down big time actually. High double digits. GoChain as well. That's just been kind of released at 28 million. Been released on Binance. Raiden Network. So there's a lot in the red. It's a sea of red, to be honest. And the question remains, can we kind of trade in this type of market? We can definitely trade in this type of market. It's just looking for the kind of winners and losers, and it's getting harder every day to kind of look for the winners. If we go over to Binance just now, in fact we'll just go over to Binance here. I'll kind of show you here. So Trig is down 12.79%. Ambrosi is down 10.6%. Mana down 10%. Engine Coin is down. IOTEX down 8.99. Who's the winners? GBT. So on Binance, there's only 5 kind of winners here. Well, 5 in positive that are actually going up. Metal's going up. HSR, TUSD, that you can't include that. And Zen is up 0.26%. So as you can see, it's really difficult trading times at the moment. But we can, there's definitely opportunities there to trade. We'll just look on the 1 hour chart. So on the 1 hour chart, if we're using the 725 crossover, we could have gone to GBT at 9708. That's up to 141,000. We could have gone at 97,000 if we're using the kind of one. So there's definitely opportunities there as well. Same with metal as well, although that wouldn't have been so obvious. Could have gone at 10,480. Metal's kind of climbing as we speak. So there's definitely opportunities out there. It's just getting in at the right time, getting in the right project as well. But metal seems to be not mooning, but going up at the moment. So get your kind of thoughts on it. Cryptodon 1, well, you know my hidden gem. I'm all in Digitex futures. Ian said he's looking at it now. Who's Ian? Ian. FTB Cryptio does a booth. Can small alts like Babb survive this market? That's my kind of thinking as well. And I think they can. Depends on what they've done with their ETH. When they kind of done their ICOs, when they kind of first came out in the ICOs, what did they do with their Ethereum? Have they sold a lot of it? And that's one of the kind of news stories as well. We'll kind of look at that as well. What the actual projects have done with their Ethereum since they actually got it back earlier on this year. But I think Babb can survive the market. If they've got the money just now, hopefully they've raised enough money to survive for a couple of years without kind of more cash injection. But I think Babb are kind of unique in that they could get investment from other places, and I think they will get investment from other places. We're talking USD investment, not kind of Ethereum investment or anything like that, USD investment. So I think Babb will definitely survive, and I think they could be a good long-term one, and I'm holding for the long term. And that's one of the small caps that we'll be talking about. Babb is kind of down to about 4 million just now. We'll just look at the market cap for Babb. Oh, sorry, 9 million. Down to 9 million, so it's down to 7 BTC or 7 Satoshi, 250 GUI. It's down to, although it's gone up in Ethereum because the Ethereum price has gone down, so the Babb price is actually going up with regards to Ethereum with that pairing. So it could, this is a good long-term one, and this is one I'm just holding for the long term, a year, 2 years, or whatever. But the big thing for Babb is their license, obviously. They've got to wait on that license coming in. Nothing's really going to change until they either get investment from an outside source or until they get a banking license. And they really need to get that banking license. But with the crypto market being as it is it going to be more difficult to get the banking license? Are the actual banking regulators going to be looking at that? The Bank of England, the Bank of Lithuania? Are they going to be looking at the volatility in the markets and the crypto markets just now? It shouldn't have that much of a play on them getting the license. But Babb are still working in the background. Still working hard, and I don't think they're going to be looking at the price and kind of getting too worried about it because they're working on the project. And that's the main thing we need to think about, the likes of Babb as well. So I'm still very bullish on Babb for the long term. I'm still very much holding my bags just now. I'm not too concerned about it, but obviously there's still that thing in the back of the mind saying, yeesh, with the markets like they are. But let's look at the markets kind of overall. We'll look at Bitcoin. Just now, 6254 at the moment. This is USDT. So it's kind of trading sideways just now. It's trading. So we have to kind of ask, where is it going to go from here? TA is not going to be able to tell us that. Because the markets are so heavily manipulated, TA is not going to tell us where Bitcoin is going to go. Technical analysis. We can look at it short term when we're trading short term. So if we were in Bitcoin just now, we'd have got out at 6309 or placed a down or shorted that at 6309. And we could have shorted it at 6309. And this is where traders are kind of going just now. They're shorting and they're going long as well. So at the moment, we would have kind of shorted that. And probably better looking at the 4-hour chart. So had we been kind of trading kind of Bitcoin itself on the likes of BitMEX or something, we'd have gone short at 7263 and just stayed out of it just now until the 4-hour crossed over. So I think it's better looking at the long-term picture there. So there's still definitely opportunities there. Personally, I still think we're going to go up to about $9,000 by kind of October, mid-October or the end of this month. I still think we're going to go up and shoot through, and there's going to be, everybody's going to be positive again, but then I think there's going to be a big kind of downturn as well in the markets, and then that's when we're going to go on a bull run after this big kind of downturn. So I still think we're going to go up. I do really believe we're going to go up to about 9,000 and possibly past 9,000 as well. And that's just, it's not based on TA. We can't base on TA. I don't understand how people can base the kind of predictions on TA when everything's changed so fundamentally. This is all about kind of trading. This is all about the likes of BitMEX and Bitforex and what's happening over there just now. So my thinking, and really, is the people, the big whales, this is all kind of being manipulated by the big whales, and there'll be institutional investors included in the big whales as well. There's no doubt about that. That they can't let it go down past, well, they can let it go down past it. They can't let it go much below kind of $6,000, $5,000. If they do, it's going to kill off the whole crypto space. It's going to kill off everything. It's going to kill the alts. It's going to kill BTC. There's going to be people getting out in droves if they crash the price down to below 6,000, below 5,000, even at 4,000. So I don't understand why they would actually do that. This is why I'm thinking, okay, they have to kind of look at this, the big whales, because it is the big whales that are controlling this at the moment. They have to look at this and say, if we push this down below $6,000, $5,000, it's going to kill the space. It's going to kill the space altogether. And this is why it's not, the likes of BitMEX is not really good. Although I've traded on it, I'm being a bit of a hypocrite, I've traded on it. This is why it's not good, because you can leverage that up to 100x on Bitcoin. So somebody with 10 Bitcoin can go up to 1,000 Bitcoin and trade it. 1,000 Bitcoin, 600,000, no, 1,000 Bitcoin is $6.5 million. So this is what's kind of killing the markets, but it's the whales that are controlling it just now. So they can't let it go down much below $5,000, or it's just going to kill the alts. It's going to kill the whole kind of market. So me personally, trying to think like a whale, and if they're in a collective, and I believe there will be collective whales out there as well, where they're kind of grouping and they'll kind of know what they're going to be doing, then it has to go long from here. It can't go much below this price. If it does, we're kind of all in deep shit, to be honest. And this is why I'm thinking it's going to go up to 9,000, and then they'll kind of look at crashing the market again before this kind of next bull run and the institutional investors get in. But this volatility is why the SEC are extremely worried. And this is, we need that kind of ETF for good news for the markets as a whole. So just wondering your thoughts on that as well. What's Pundy now, Steve? Pundy X is now 23 Satoshi at the moment. 22 Satoshi just now. We'll just look at it. I think it's 23, 24. Or 22, 23 it is at the moment. So Pundy X just now, we'll just look at Pundy X and just look at the market capitalization since it's kind of gone down. 153 million, that's actually quite high. and kind of this market is actually quite high, and Bitcoin dominance has just gone up to 57.9. So it looks as if it's going to hit 58% very soon. So yeah, the market capitalization 153 million at the moment, but you've got to remember they're making money just now. There's not a lot of projects out there making money. PundiX is actually making money by selling those kind of point of sale machines. I'm just going to look at the kind of alternative to PundiX, which is Graft, 3.5 million. Just now, they're doing something very similar in the space as well. The volume is very low as well. They're on Trade Ogre as well, so I spoke about Trade Ogre. We'll just look at Hot Holochain, 147 million at the moment. So could Holochain go higher? Yeah, I definitely believe it could, especially if we're going in an up market. I think it's going to double easily. Same with PundiX. I think it's going to double easily. Same with kind of the likes of Babb as well. Geez, like I think Babb will survive and grow. I definitely do think Babb will survive and grow. It all depends what they've done with the Ethereum once they kind of got that in the ICO. Bernard Ronald is in. Good morning to you. Danny Phoenix, waiting to fill my bags with XRP and PundiX in 9 days, hoping the prices keep dropping till then. Yeah, we'll need to wait and see what happens. XRP, I think, it's a high market cap with XRP, but I still think with everything that's going on with XRP, I do think it's going to kind of double, triple from here as well. Christopher A, but Babb can surely thrive without a banking license too, can't it? Babb could survive and thrive. They've got the e-money license, obviously. They've got that already. That's in the bag, but so have a lot of other kind of projects as well. So when I say the banking license is really important, it is really important to the kind of Babb project as a whole. But when I say that they can still survive without the banking license, if they don't get the banking license from the BOE or the Bank of Lithuania, they could still survive, and they could still thrive in that. But where do they go from there if they don't get this banking license? The whole kind of raison d'etre, if you like, about Babb was being the first bank on the blockchain. And that was the whole reason a lot of people got into it. And if it does get this banking license, this is what's going to really drive the price up for Babb. Can they survive without it? Yes, they definitely can. But a lot of projects will be doing the same kind of thing as Babb as well if they don't get the banking license. So then it'll be more competition. It'll have a unique selling point. It'll have a USP as a project. If they get the banking license, it'll have a much more unique USP. JC Standard, for now I'll just stay in the top 20 coins, won't look for gems, some of them won't survive. I'll divide my BTC and ladder in every 2 weeks till we turn bull again. I think that's the other thing I was kind of looking at yesterday, and I was talking about with a couple of people about the kind of DCA, dollar cost averaging, and dollar cost averaging on BTC, the likes of BTC. We're talking about Ethereum as well. I would probably go with Ethereum Classic if I was going to dollar cost average in, and I did get a few kind of Ethereum Classic as well with the aim of kind of dollar cost averaging. And with dollar cost averaging, it doesn't matter what the price is on a particular kind of day of the month that you're investing in. You look at the price and you just buy, say, $100 worth, and you just do that every month and just dollar cost average in. So you can do that with BTC, because BTC there's no doubt it's going to survive. It's just kind of what's going to happen, when it's going to go back up. So is it good to do it just now? Is as good a time as any to do it to dollar cost averaging? Litecoin, the chart, Litecoin is down to about $50 at the moment, so it's not looking good for Litecoin at the moment as well. Not looking good for anybody, to be honest. We'll look at the USDT price. $48.88. Crazy. We only say it's crazy at this price because it has been so high, because it has been up to that $351. That's why we look at Litecoin and go, this is crazy. And this is when a lot of people kind of go in and say, okay, this is the lowest it's ever been, I'm going to get in now. But it can still go lower. Could it hit $40? Yeah. Could it hit $30? Yep, it could. And this is where we kind of have to kind of trade wisely. Look at the day charts. If you're going to be trading or you're going to be getting into them, you can look at the day charts and see, even looking at 725 crossover obviously you wouldn't get in just now. You'd wait on a another turnaround on the likes of Litecoin, and with any of the tokens, you'd look at and getting in on the trend up. So just now everything is down at the moment. So yeah, Litecoin, where is Neo just now? Neo is $16.57. It has been as low as $15. So could it go lower? It could. It could potentially go lower. So I think the best thing to do when we're getting in on these is to look at the trend. If you're trading it, is to start waiting on the trend. The trend is your friend. You've all heard that as well, and just trade on the trend. But you could still dollar cost average in from here as well, because you never know when it's going to turn. That's the thing with crypto as well. You never know just when it's going to shoot back up. G-Slick, yes, it all will be pumping again soon. I think so. Before mid-October, or before October, till the end of this month, I think there's going to be a lot more positive sentiment, and then it might go back down. Again, we need to wait and see what's happening. Crypto Dread is in the house. Welcome. Going on, big guy, Florida up here. Smash up the likes, people. Thank you very much. Crypto Dread, good to see you here, buddy. Corey H, please look at QKC on Binance at the moment. So QKC, BTC. So it's down at 474 Satoshi. And this is on the daily chart. Where's the lowest it's been? The lowest it's been has been about 311 Satoshi. It's going up on the daily, so we'll look at the 4 hourly. It's gone up from 419 up to 474. It's not crossed over on the 4 hourly. The 7 EMA is not crossed over. Look on the 1 hour chart. Obviously, it's just starting to cross over just now. So QKC, it's risen already by about 18% over the last couple of hours. And it's coming up. It's up and coming in Binance just now, but it has risen from its low of 412, or recent low of 412, to 473 at the moment. So there's some brilliant projects, especially on Binance, some brilliant projects as well that could do extremely well once we turn around, once the Bitcoin price starts to turn around again. And we look, even the, what's Trig, I was looking at that this morning. That might be a good opportunity as well when it does turn around, because obviously that went up big time. We've seen that the other day. It was gone up 63%, but it's come back down 37% from its peak. So that might be another one, a good one to look at once the markets stop falling. And just using that, I think James Oklahoma, one of our admins, he looks at the coins that have dropped big time, and then looks to get in them when they turn around as well. And I think that's a good trading strategy as well. Ambrosis as well, they've gone down big time in the last hour, so that may be another one, a good one to look at as well. But we'll have to wait on a turnaround, and to wait on a turnaround we'll have to look at the 15 minutes. So I wouldn't even be going in on Ambrosis just now if I was looking at the 15 minutes. Fun is another one that's dropped big time, and that's just over the last, it's fell 12% over the last couple of days. And with Fun, they came out and released news a couple of days ago as well. They're doing things as well. They're moving fundamentally as well. So there's no reason for it to be down at this price. Where is Funfair just now with regards to market capitalization? 59 million. So we can consider a small cap, but has been as high as 791 million market cap. So it'd be a mid cap if it was at that price, coming up for $1 billion. But now it's classed as a small cap under 100 million, It's 59 million. So when it does turn around, Funfair and the likes of these are going to really turn around big time. This is where we're going to start seeing a lot of people making money again with the trading, but we just have to be really careful. And I think on Binance it's good to look at all the kind of low priced ones for new people coming in. They look at the low prices and just say, okay, I'm going to get on that, not understanding about market capitalization. So I think PundiX, Hot, Holochain. I think Holochain is a good kind of project anyway, so it could on its own kind of double. Dent back down to 32 with Dent. We kind of did see it as high as 59, but that was when we were talking about breaking out is on an ascending triangle. It's now on a descending run just now. So Dent is another one that's actually doing things. They've got a use case scenario. It's actually in the markets just now. It's actually kind of putting it out there as a business as well. Encash as well, way down, kind of its lowest point. Key as well. So these are where we're going to see the 100%ers, the 200%ers when Bitcoin does kind of go back up. So there is going to be a lot of trading opportunities. It's now whether we can, if we've got kind of money held tied up in other cryptos, then it's going to be difficult to trade because we're not going to have any money to trade without selling off other cryptos at a big loss as well. All these kind of projects. So how many is under 100 just now? 2, 4, 6, 7, 9. So a couple of weeks ago there was only 4 under 100. We've now got 9 under 100 Satoshi. And that's a kind of sign of the times. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities to trade once it does turn around. So it's trying to get that money together to actually trade these tokens as well. What are your thoughts on ECT? Took a massive dive today. I got an ETC. Again, I'm dollar cost averaging in, so it doesn't matter when it's taking a dive because it's going to be a long-term play. And it did take a bit of a dive, and we'll just have a look at ETC. Look at it on Binance. Yeah, so it's gone down to 16,520 Satoshi. Is that? Yeah. 165,000, sorry. So yeah, it took a big dive from 180,000 Satoshi down to 165. Do I think that'll go back up? Yes, I do. But we'll have to wait in the markets turning around. But I do think that will go back up. Obviously, it's on Coinbase just now, so a lot of people that are going to get into crypto, when this market does start to turn around, a lot of people getting into crypto will use Coinbase, and they'll see Ethereum Classic there as well, and they'll see it's been a low price, so they will get in on it. I think Ethereum Classic is down to about a billion, sorry, for the market capitalization. Yeah, just over $1 billion at the moment. And it has been as high as $4.5 billion for Ethereum Classic. So it could be a good one. What are your thoughts on it? Yeah, I've just seen that. We have to wait for capitulation in the markets. We haven't arrived there yet. We definitely haven't. Once we get to the anger stage, when people get really upset about things, will change. Right now it's panic stage. I think we are at kind of panic stage just now. A lot of people are panicking. A lot of people are getting out of crypto as well. I know a few people that are just saying, oh, this is just too messy a market just now, and they're getting out of the market, which is not good. It's not good, and that's because of the manipulation as well. We're going to get around 130 billion to 150 billion market cap before it turns around. It could well be. Donny Don Matthews, Steve, there's talk ADA could replace Ethereum in the sphere. Do you think Cardano can pull this off? I honestly do think Cardano can pull it off. They're not, obviously, they're way down just now. I've got the timing totally wrong on Cardano, but I think long term Cardano is going to be amazing for Cardano. They have been as high as 31 billion for the market capitalization, down to 1.6 billion just now. but in the long term, I think they could do extremely, extremely well, Cardano. And it'd probably be one of the ones, if I had more money, I would just be dollar cost averaging in on Cardano as well, because I do believe in it and believe in the project and the team and what they're doing as well. Could they replace Ethereum? They could. They really could, and that's why I was thinking, okay, rather than kind of going in on Ethereum and looking at Ethereum, then look at the next kind of best one, and I think the next best one is going to be Cardano for the smart contracts and dApps and everything else that they've got kind of going on as well. I just think it could do really well. Just got the timing totally wrong on it. Black Label 46 is in the house. Welcome to you. Check out Toll. Saying Imran. London Lobby is in. Aloha Steve, riding out the storm in Hawaii. What do you think about another stock market crash in the coming months? I think it's inevitable. I think it's really inevitable for the stock market to, it's going to be crashing. I don't know where the stock market is just now. Have I got them in? No, I haven't got the stock market in. I had it in UKX. That's Binance 2. That's not. Can't remember what the FTSE 100 is. I can't actually remember what it is. I thought I had them kind of saved there, but I've not got them saved. Bittrex, long-term trades, watch list. Oh, UKX, it is UKX. Yeah, it's kind of fallen already. This is the FTSE 100 from 7,670 down to 7,286. So I definitely think that's coming very soon, but it could go higher from here. The Dow Jones Index is going higher from here, so it could go higher and hit its all-time highs before this crash comes. But I think there definitely is going to be a crash. A big crash as well. It's just kind of top heavy just now, way too top heavy, so it's inevitable that that is going to happen. Okay, so we'll look at a couple of news stories. That's now not going to subscribe to that. So this was kind of Canadian news. Bitcoin fund approved. Canada's Canadians can now invest via retirement and tax-free savings account. So this is good. So SEC is still working things out, while Canada has already done it by approving the first and only regulated Bitcoin trust fund, the status of a mutual fund that enables accredited investors to make an investment in Bitcoin through the retirement savings and tax-free savings account, amongst others. This is a thing that's going to help the markets. This is what's going to drive the crypto space forward. This is what's going to drive Bitcoin forward as well. And this is why everybody's excited about the ETF as well, because what's going to happen is that Canada's done it already, and we'll kind of look more at that. But people like you and I can actually trade and buy Bitcoin and put it in a tax-free kind of savings account as well. And the government is going to be government and regulated and approved as well. And what's going to happen there is people are going to buy Bitcoin at these prices and just hold. So they're going to hold till the retirement. So they buy it 40 years old, 50 years old, and just wait until they retire to kind of get it out, back out again. This is what's going to drive the markets forward. This is why the ETFs are such a big thing as well, and Canada has kind of done this already. So Canada's left the SEC behind as it approves a Bitcoin fund and granted it with a mutual fund trust status. According to the official announcement by the First Block Capital Inc., the FBC Bitcoin Trust has become the first and only regulated Bitcoin trust eligible for accredited investors. This allows the unit holders to put their units in a self-directed registered account like a tax-free savings account, TFSA, and registered retirement savings plan, and this trust is available for purchase on NeoConnect under the FBCBT ticker. So this is a brilliant thing for Canadians. I think US should be following, UK should be following, Europe should be following this as well. So we've got the SIP and the UK, for example, the self-invested pension plan as well. We can do that, and we'd be able to buy kind of a Bitcoin with that and put it in a SIP, for example, for tax-free savings, and actually get money back from the government, 25% if we're going to do something like that. But and we don't know if they would do something like that. But this is what's going to drive the market forward. Canada is kind of leading the way on that as well. So Sean Clark, the co-founder and CEO of First Block Capital, which is actually the first dedicated and fully registered crypto and blockchain investment company with PMEMD and IFM licenses, says, since inception, First Block Capital has been committed to providing investors with regulated, titled and auditable exposure to investment vehicles based on blockchain and cryptocurrency. Our team is extremely proud to maintain our market-leading position and will continue to execute our vision of creating a fleet of investable products dedicated to this space. So I think that's going to be brilliant for Canadians. If you're a Canadian, I think that's a brilliant way forward and a more safe way to get into cryptocurrency and especially Bitcoin. But if you imagine that the whole world has this, the USA has it, Canada has it, Britain has it, Europe has it, Asia has it as well. They've got this kind of investment fund where you can invest it and it's going to be tax-free for your retirement. What's going to happen to the Bitcoin price? It's going to shoot up because people are going to be buying and holding. When people buy and hold, it means there's going to be less Bitcoin to actually trade with as well. So that's why this is going to be so good for the markets overall. And this is what's going to drive it forward. Gemini Dollar, tied to the US dollar, approved as regulated stablecoin. So this was kind of news to me. So move over, Uncle Sam. The Winklevoss twins Gemini Trust Company is rolling out Gemini Dollar, a regulated stablecoin that lets users send and receive US dollars on the Ethereum network. The New York-based company announced on Monday, and the rollout is hailed as a key step to increasing trust and economic activity in a volatile cryptocurrency industry. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. The Gemini Dollar has received approval from New York Department of Financial Services and is one of the world's first regulated stablecoin. Similar to Tether, it will maintain an equal value with the US dollar. So this is from the Winklevoss twins. We all kind of know about them. So this is another stablecoin that's coming to the market. We've got TrueUSD, we've got Tether as being the main ones. So Gemini Dollar is coming to the market, it seems, as well. Is this a good thing? I don't know. So this is from Vitalik. Vitalik Buterin from Ethereum. So we kind of posted the other day on Monday, the Vitalik said there's not going to be 1000x with returns on crypto anymore, and it was very kind of negative sentiment. Well, that's the way it was being portrayed, but he's come out and said in Twitter, to be clear, I never said that there is no room for growth in the crypto ecosystem. I said there is no room for 1000x price increases. 1000x price increase from today means $200 trillion in crypto, or an entire 70% of today's global wealth being in crypto. So I think he was misquoted there. So what he was talking about, the crypto space overall, he said it wasn't going to go up 1000x, which is obviously correct, but that doesn't mean today there's not going to be 1000x opportunities out there as well. And there is going to be 1000x opportunities, very clearly. 1000x opportunities with some of the cryptos out there. So that's good they cleared that up, actually. Because a lot of people saying that is negative sentiment from Vitalik. Or Vitalik. And this is unconfirmed. This is from Cointelegraph. UAE preparing to adopt formal ICO fintech regulations, local media report. So United Arab Emirates has approved a draft of regulations governing initial coin offerings, local media outlet WAM reported. The reported move comes in addition to lawmakers in the country adopting plans for a regulatory sandbox aimed at attracting greater fintech activity. And the sandbox will act as an environment that attracts innovators to test innovative products, services, solutions and business models in a controlled space. A report from the Securities and Commodities Authority published September the 4th reads, this can be achieved by adopting an approach of relaxing and or waiving regulatory requirements for participants in the sandbox, while at the same time ensuring that appropriate consumer protection safeguards are in place. So the regulatory proposals regarding ICOs gained approval from SCA in July, while WAM Now it reports the agreement will enter into law upon its imminent publication in the UAE's official Gazette. So we need to wait and see kind of what happens there with the kind of ICOs, and this is from the UAE. So again, it's positive news is kind of coming out in the markets overall, and yet the price is still going down. And this was a news story I was talking about earlier on. $30 million worth of Ethereum have been sold by ICOs in the last week. So ICOs saw a boom in the market in the year 2017 and the beginning of this year. The surge drew a lot of attention from major market players, including the mainstream media. The rise of ICOs were one of the reasons for the glorious days of Ethereum platform. So Ethereum has a second biggest cryptocurrency in the market presence, but however, along the advantage of being the first mover and preferred smart contract platform by developers, it has its own disadvantages. The bear's grip, which has taken a toll on the whole market, has had an adverse effect on Ethereum especially. It's seen a constant drop below $200, and we see Ethereum is about $170. And the dip in Ethereum's value turned out to be the most shocking outcome in the cryptocurrency space. Reports have emerged that the price taking the downward slope was because of the ICOs. Some projects which have raised millions of tokens in the market through initial coin offerings have started to shell in the market, according to reports. And the main reason is believed to be either the effect of the bearish market or the failure of their projects. Moreover, it is pointed out that almost $30 million worth of Ethereum was sold during the past few days in the market. And this was from Kevin Rook. A Twitterati tweeted, ICOs have spent $30 million worth of Ethereum this week. And this is more than any week since March 2018. The scary part, these ICOs still have over $600 million worth of treasury ETH in their accounts. Will they sell? Will they hold? So this is kind of why the Ethereum price is going down, apparently. And we kind of expected this as well in a down market. What are all the kind of ICO projects doing when they kind of gathered all the Ethereum? What would they be doing with that? Obviously, they would have to sell it off in order to keep the money as well. So I don't know if they've gone into USDT or TrueUSD or gone into Bitcoin. Clearly, they've not gone into Bitcoin, but they have to sell off in order to survive in this type of market as well. This is from Vitalik Buterin. Again, that's the kind of news story we covered just now. Was there anything else? I think that's it just now. Very quick on news. I'll just look at some of the... Mervyn Skidmore, Family Guy mentioned BTC back in 2014. A price spike followed. I need to mention it again. Donny Don Matthew, message retracted. Markel, going to crash. Need to get up in a few hours. Be safe. Oh, and thank you. Good to see you here, Mark. And have a nice sleep. Donny Don Matthew, with IBM still a worldwide project, wouldn't it be better for Babb to move to the Stellar platform and capitalise on the network rather than sticking to the Ethereum network? It would be wise for them to look at other kind of networks as well. But Ethereum as a network, just because the price has gone down, does that mean to say Ethereum as a network is going to be a bad thing for Babb? No, I don't think so, to be honest. I don't think it's bad being on the Ethereum network. Obviously, with other innovations that are coming out with the Ethereum network, I think it's obviously going to get quicker as well, and there's going to be more TPS there in the future as well. Ghostface is in as well. Just to say good morning to you. I think that's it just now. We'll just kind of look at the markets overall again. Where's Tron just now? Tron is down to 268. XRP down to 4,073. Bitcoin gone down again to 6,216. Cardano has gone down to 983 Satoshi. EOS has gone down to 76,000. Ethereum has gone down to $168. So it looks as if we're going down again today, just now, as we speak. So who's it up on Binance? Still GBT is up. Metal QKC kind of come back down. It was going up there. Look on the hourly. Come back down again. TUSD we can't look at. HSR, BRD. So it's not going to be a good day for trading unless you're shorting. Hot, I think going to be looking at hot. So let me know if you're watching this on replay, or let me know in the comments just now if you think we should be looking at the kind of hidden gems. Should we be trading those? Not trading them, but kind of getting into them. And the hidden gems, talking about kind of projects that are market capitalization under 1 million or under a couple of million. At least should we be looking at them? Should I do kind of more of them? And as I said, I looked at a few, Mazzari being one of them. And this is a fork of Monero. And somebody mentioned this, a couple of people mentioned this the other day. And it's got a market capitalization of 1.7 million. Obviously, it's a privacy kind of token as well. But the circulating supply and the max supply looks really good as well. 7.3 million circulating supply, 18.5 million from max supply. It has been as high as $1.53 or 7 million market capitalization. It's down to 23 cents at the moment. But it's not long out. And it could be a good one as well, just to very quickly look at that. Computer's really slow just now. This new Wirecast, the kind of service to kind of post on YouTube, is kind of eating up a lot of the bandwidth here. So yeah, I'm just realising the time there. So Mazzari was one of them I was looking at as well, and Callisto Network was the other one I was kind of looking at. And that's 3.9 million as well. So that might be another one, a good one to look at. So do you think it's going to be, good if we kind of start looking at these kind of hidden gems as well? Callisto Network has been as high as 16 million market cap and high as kind of 5.7 cents as well, with a BTC price of 746 Satoshi. Just now it's 106 Satoshi. I think this is on a stock exchange as well. It's on X rates as well, but stock exchange is the one that's on. Callisto might be a kind of good one to look into. Obviously do your own research. I'm not saying you should invest in it. I've just been looking at these very quickly last night and today as well. Oh, let's go back in here. So this is a free smart contract security audits as well. And it's got cold staking as well. I like the cold staking part of it. And cold staking is different from proof of stake. Proof of stake, you have to have the kind of the wallet open all the time for you to get proof of stake. Cold staking is like Neo wallet. You just kind of put your money on the network, or put your kind of tokens on the network, hold it with them, and you get kind of gas back with Neo. And this is what cold staking is like as well. So I like that aspect for Callisto as well. So you just kind of hold it on the network, and you're going to get a certain percentage back every day as well. So I like that. That was very quickly kind of looking at that as well. So we'll look at them more in depth if you're interested in looking at hidden gems as well. Okay, I think we'll leave it there for the moment. That's been the hour. Just now I was only going to do 45 minutes because I've got an interview after this. But we'll leave it there for just now. If you kind of want to look at hidden gems, let me know some of the hidden gems you kind of found, and if you think that would be useful for you as well. Okay, until next time, have a brilliant day whatever you're doing, and until tomorrow, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.